ready to paint the fourth bird of the book, which is the Fiery-Throated Hummingbird. And this is on page 5 of the book. So we are going to get started, just like we've done most of the other birds, with a brown. And so again, you want to mix multiple browns, and we're just going to kind of make some strokes. You've got to keep in mind that these are feathers, so we're not just filling it in solid. We're making a variety of shapes and lines, and I encourage you to look up a fiery-throated hummingbird on Google. You can also turn to the back of the book and see my finished bird, but it will help you see where the darker colors are. I always like starting with not the fun, super bright colors, but these kind of framing colors. And so I'm just filling in some of the feathers here and adding some definition. You can see my guided sketches to keep you in line, and I want to make sure to always leave a little bit of white space. All right, I've added a little bit of Payne's gray, or it looks almost black, into my brown, and I'm just going to add a little bit more definition here. I'm going to go over a little bit of the brown, and I'm going to paint the claws and the beak and around the eye. So moving on to the fun part, we are going to start mixing some blues and greens, and I encourage you to mix a couple different shades of blue. You can test out your colors on one of your practice pages, and it also helps to look up an image of the fiery-throated hummingbird, or make sure you refer to the back of my book. You can see that I'm leaving some white space, and this is just going to add interest and allow for a little bit of blending later in this video. Now you can see I've taken a dab of the blue and a dab of the green and combined them, and I'm slowly adding a little variation of feathers to connect the two colors. Now we are painting the fiery throat. So we've mixed a little orange, a little red, and we're going to start layering in these feathers, and then we're going to move on to the yellow and finally some more green, and just slowly connect all the feathers together. Let's revisit the wings here. You're going to mix a lighter shade of brown and add some more water. So here I mixed a little too dark of a brown. I really wanted more of like a yellower brown, and so if you're quick enough, you can take a paper towel and carefully dab away some of the paint, which lightens it up and removes some of it, and then you can see that I can go ahead and add on the color that I think looks best. And to avoid this, it would have been better for me to test this on one of my blank sheets to test the color, but this is also another way that you can do it. And really there's no big mistakes you can make here. If you feel like you got a little dark, it's okay. It will dry lighter, and remember, this is just supposed to be fun. Now I'm taking a watered down dark green, and I'm just slowly going over the bird, adding a little brown, filling in some of these white areas, and just adding a little bit more definition and interest to parts of the bird that I feel like might look a little unfinished.